working well, what's not, like, where are we making assumptions we shouldn't, you know. To me, questions like, how do we deal with the rebound effect? No one's answered yet at all. You know?
Not at all.
So, like, I feel like that would be, to me, and I don't mean, like, I know there's the Exeter conference that's coming up as well in June. I think you had to present there to get invited, so I wasn't presenting, but anyway.
Yeah, they had very few slots.
So anyway, so I don't think we need to necessarily, like, present academic papers. Like, that's, you know, we could, but, you know, that isn't necessarily, like, the only way to have a conversation. That's really what I want. I want the tough conversations to be had. That would be really valuable to me. And then I don't, you know, because I don't, when I teach with my students, I want them to get excited about the possibilities. And so I teach them some of that, like, rosy theory, right? and that sort of, like, and I try to bring excitement and enthusiasm to it because I truly do believe it and want to, and I feel like it's, like, don't get me wrong, if somebody comes with a better alternative, I'd be happy to sign up, but I don't see any better alternative. Like, to me, this is the way we need to move forward. So, but I also, like, I want them to come out with, like, a practical perspective on, like, where the limitations are and what we need to be concerned about and what are the dangers of buying into, like, you know, a theory without, like, a more nuanced understanding. So I'm trying to provide that balance in my class. That's really what I'm trying to do. And so having that sort of dialogue would be personally helpful to me. Because I feel like we're starting to alienate some of the classical people, like industrial ecologists.
Right.
Who, you know, when I talk with them, they tend to be like, this is all, like, marketing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny, really, some of the interviews I've had, like, with, I mean, like, at Delft or Leiden, they have this industrial ecology program at Leiden, and they have, basically the same questions have given very different answers, and this, you think systems thinking is, even that gave me different answers, and yeah. No, it's been really interesting to observe these differences.
So how do we make all these connections? Like, how do we get people like business professors and industrial ecologists and, you know, ecologists, right, or biologists or whatever? Like, how do we connect the dots on some of these things? And that's actually what systems thinking needs, right? It needs
right. It's what is it?
Yeah. So that to me would be a huge win, because I feel like we're now alienating the people who feel like they've studied their whole lives, like going deep into material flows and energy and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so I don't know, like to me, like you need the optimistic theory to, like, pull people outside of academia into, like, wanting to make change.
Certainly.
And to me, the Ellen MacArthur Foundation has done a great job of, like, engaging the multinationals who are, frankly, producing a boatload of stuff for the world, you know, and having a huge, you know, footprint on the world, to be able to help them change their thinking. So that's great. Now, how do we, like, you know what I mean? How do we pull back in, like, the cynics?
But the dialogue is the first part of that, I suppose. So.
And how do we make them feel like how we're not alienating people? We're having, you know.
That is a challenge. That is a challenge. You answered so many of my questions without actually having to, and I would love to just continue this discussion another time, frankly. But
Are you based in Isle of Wight, by the way?
Huh? Yeah, we're around the Isle of Wight. So it's a small place. But I have to rush at 2:30. So, but I think there's just one question that I need to feel a little bit silly to ask. It's kind of more of a detail level at this point after having this discussion, but just for, like, data collection, because it's the last question I feel like we haven't really covered. So it's more of a statement, like, so in the circular economy, as much time is spent on discussing shifts from goods to services as discussing products and components, materials recovery. And do you have a preference between those two? So shifting from goods to services versus recovery of components and materials.
I don't know that I have a preference. So one of the things that I'm still working through on the shift from goods to services, Tim, is frankly about how much. So don't get me wrong, I work with my clients on doing exactly that. So I admit I'm part of this, but I also wonder, do we want to live in a world where companies have control over all of the assets of the world?
Mm.
And, is that really a shift we want to have made? And also, sorry, this is very theoretical, but, given that most people, people who are in, the elite, right, portion of the world, a lot of our assets are built into stock markets and investments in these companies anyway. So in some ways, we rely on businesses to be able to, for our own personal wealth. But I am worried about, do we want that world? Do we actually want that world?
Yeah.
Where we don't own our own, bedroom furniture and so forth. How does that play out for people who are on fixed incomes, people once they retire? How does that work, when you need more flexibility in your money and you need to be able to sell off something so you can pay your rent every month or whatever it might, there's something about, goods to services I haven't completely, figured out what I like about it and what I don't like about it. I understand the theory of why we want it. It does, frankly, makes the incentives for the businesses so much clearer. I really get that part of it, but I don't actually personally know whether I want it yet. So anyway.
No, I understand what you mean. I can relate. 100%.
So anyway.
But I'm so sorry. I kind of have to continue.
Okay.
But this was the most interesting interview I've had thus far. I would say. Even so, it's really I really appreciate your time and.
Anything else, Tim?
No, I'll it's very likely that I'll reach out to you and if there's anything you want assistance with, whatever, don't be afraid to reach out as well.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay, well, likewise.
Have a great rest of the afternoon.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.